So paid ads versus organic traffic, which one is better? This is an argument that's been going on since the beginning of the internet, probably before the beginning of the internet. And most people, fall in one camp of like whether they're super into paid ads or they're super into social media free traffic. And I'm here to argue that there's actually a third option where you can figure out how to use both to grow your business, and that you probably should be doing that in today's day and age. That way you're not like praying to the algorithm gods or burning your credit card to try to grow your business. Really quick, if you don't know me already, my name is Brice, and I have been helping my clients sell their stuff online, usually like courses and high ticket programs, for nearly the last 10 years now. And everything I share on this channel is just what's been working for me and for my clients. And this is something that we've been implementing a lot, is like, how do we blend paid ads and organic traffic to really blow up someone's business? So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. First, let's talk about this idea of like free organic traffic, because I hear that all the time. And I think we should just like really address that now, because anyone who's done any kind of serious content creation knows that organic traffic is not actually free, right? You're definitely paying for it. You're just paying for it differently, because you have to pay for it with your time. Equipment is not free. If you have video editors or people helping you manage your social media, none of that stuff is free. So you're definitely paying for your reach on social media. It's just a matter that you don't have to actually like pay on your credit card to get people to see your content. The pros of organic traffic are undeniable. I mean, it definitely is the best way to like build trust over time. Another really great thing about organic traffic is it compounds over time. So you're like building a digital footprint online that people can go and they can follow, especially if you're using a platform like YouTube. You've now got like indexable pieces of content out there that people can find for years at a time. And it really just helps you build like a content moat. So that way you're really starting to build a brand and a presence, so that as people go find more, like as people go do research about you, they find you online, there's a lot of stuff they can consume, and that's really valuable. The thing is, the cons are just as real with organic traffic. So one, it can take months. Sometimes it takes people years to really get traction with their organic traffic. Two, there's absolutely no guarantee with your results, and there's no guarantee that your results are going to stay. I mean, people have built up huge organic followings only to have all of their reach just completely diminished overnight because of some kind of algorithm change. And the last one is paid traffic takes constant content creation. I mean, I can't tell you how many founders that I've talked to who are just completely burnt out because they're stuck on the content wheel. And all of these platforms these days reward people who post consistently. So you're not allowed to just like take a few months off and then come back to growing your following. Like, if you stop posting content, your reach will go down. And so you're constantly having to go out there and make more stuff. Now, on the flip side of all of this, paid traffic definitely has its own challenges. Like me being someone who literally runs paid ads for a living, I will tell you, running paid ads is not super easy. You're dealing with people who have never heard of you before, and you are trying to get them to stop, pay attention to you, and then pull out their credit cards and give you money. Like, that is no easy feat, and it takes some serious marketing chops to make that happen. Also, anyone who's been advertising for any period of time has dealt with like policy changes or getting your ad accounts banned and like all kinds of stuff. But the pros to paid ads are powerful. I mean, we're talking about like serious, intentional, fast growth. I think what a lot of people don't realize is there's literally an infinite amount of traffic available to you on the internet. Like, anyone who says they have a traffic problem doesn't have a traffic problem. They just haven't figured out how to properly structure things, because there is, again, an unlimited amount of traffic that you could go out and buy and just turn on like a tap as soon as you can figure out how to do it correctly. And when you do it right, you have a predictable and scalable source of new customers. Now, I've seen companies burn through $30,000 on ads and not been able to make it work. I've seen companies who have been able to turn $100 a day in ads into $35,000 a month in sales. And I've also seen companies who have been able to build multiple seven figures in annual revenue all off the back of ads. The difference for all of these guys was the strategy that they used. So breaking it down, there's some serious pros to both of these. And so while most of the businesses that I talk to are either really good at organic and can't get paid to work, or they're really good at paid and they can't get organic to work, what I want to suggest is like a unified strategy where you're actually using both is the better way to go. And I think the first thing it comes down to is like, it actually just comes down to a fundamental shift in how you think about these things. Because a better way to think about this is not thinking about it in terms of like free versus paid, but rather thinking about it in terms of like fast versus slow. Because a real problem that a lot of business owners get caught up in is they get so lost in thinking about like traffic and followers and clicks, they forget that there are just real people on the other side. And these are real people that we are trying to sell our stuff to. And particularly what we talk about on this channel a lot is we're trying to sell really expensive stuff to them. So this is where that unified traffic strategy comes in. And again, it's not about choosing one or the other, but it's really about building like an ecosystem where this is like a flywheel and they are all working together to help you grow your business. Breaking it down, paid ads becomes your acquisition machine. And this is the fastest way to get new people into your world and get new customers into your world. Because with paid ads, you can literally turn on traffic tomorrow and have new customers coming in by the end of the week. Now, if you're thinking like, hey, Brice, I've tried paid ads before and I've never been able to make this work, I can tell you most people people fail at paid ads because they have the wrong expectations, they have the wrong strategy, they have a weak offer, which good news, AI is super good at helping you create those now, and they have bad ads, which also, again, good news, AI is great at helping us create these. But like whatever your sales mechanism is that you're using to convert this traffic into customers, paid ads is the fastest way that you can start getting people into that funnel tomorrow. Now, the reality check here is that cold traffic typically converts at a single-digit percentage, meaning if someone clicks on your ad, there is a super small percentage chance that they're actually going to become a customer. And that's okay. That's totally normal. The goal here is not to convert everybody you can as quickly as possible, but it's to figure out a profitable way that you can promote your brand, get customers, and start driving awareness for what you have to offer. But where a lot of businesses go wrong is they expect paid ads to do all of the work. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting that we spend a bunch of money on audience building here. Like, you can and should absolutely be able to turn a profit with your advertising. But if all you're doing is running ads, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. So that's where we get into organic traffic. Organic traffic is great because this becomes your relationship builder. As paid ads are bringing people into your world, people are seeing your ads, they're finding out about your brand, they're going to Google you, they're finding you on social media, they're starting to follow you. Paid ads is what builds trust in you and your brand and what you have to offer. Paid ads is what builds an emotional connection with you. And it's the old, like, showing people how you can help them by just actually helping them first. Again, really cool here is AI can do a ton of the heavy lifting on this. Now, one mistake that I see a lot of business owners make is they're waiting for the social media algorithm to go show their content to new people. And this is where having this accelerator right here in the middle becomes insanely valuable, because you can get the best of both worlds, where you can take your organic content and you can actually just pay to promote that, to get that in front of people online, particularly people who have already been engaging with your ads, your website, your social media pages. And so retargeting works insanely well because it becomes like your content amplifier. And this works because of a psychological principle called the exposure effect. And the exposure effect is a principle that basically says humans develop preferences for things that they are exposed to on a regular basis. Because the more you see them, the more familiar you become with them and the more you tend to like them. So what we can do here is, again, all this content that you're creating, that you're spending all this time doing, where for a lot of people, like, you post it on your Instagram page or maybe post it on YouTube, it gets a little bit of views, it gets some views, and then it doesn't last that long, and the algorithm doesn't keep showing it. With retargeting, we can take your best content and we can make sure that it's always being shown to people who are hitting your website, people who are engaging with your social media pages, people who are seeing your ads, who are watching your videos online. And we can keep your best content in front of them over and over again so that they just keep seeing you as they're going around online. So in your retargeting, you can show your best content, you can show your testimonials, you can show your case studies, you can show some behind the scenes stuff where people can engage with you. But it's an insanely effective strategy to take the content that you're already making and make sure you're, like, squeezing all the juice you can get out of it. So let's talk about this system in action. Let's actually just break down a real example. So let's say you are a coach or a consultant and you have a high ticket offer where you help e-com store owners grow their brand. Let's say you take them to like 10K to 50K and you have a strategy with like TikTok Shop to do that or whatever. So what does this actually look like? So at the top of the funnel, like where we're just getting our attention, is we're actually just running ads to that offer. So I've got a bunch of videos on this channel where I talk about like VSL sales call funnels. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Because again, we're not talking about like audience building here. We're talking about like actually running ads to sell the thing you want. You should absolutely be able to get 5, 10, 15, 20 clients a month just running ads right from the start. Now, the challenge is, if you are new at this and you just don't have a lot of brand and a lot of authority, like, you are going to lose a lot of sales because people just don't trust you. Some people just aren't in the market. They're not ready right now. Like, they're not in a position where you can't fight timing, right? And so there's a lot of reasons why someone wouldn't buy. And that's where we want to have this nurturing system. So while you're running ads and you're optimizing your funnel and you're working with your sales team and you're doing all those things, we also just want to be setting aside the time to once a week go out and make like one good piece of content. So that could be like a YouTube video. You could have someone on your team or yourself, or use AI to help repurpose that and post it on one social media other platform. So like right now, I think there's a really powerful combo of like YouTube is long form content, and then Instagram is more like a quicker touch. You know, it's easier to get DMs started, have conversations. So like if you're doing YouTube and then using Instagram as a way to like connect with people and kind of repurpose those ideas, super powerful combination. You're not going to get a ton of views from the start on most social media platforms, but you're going to start to build this moat of content, and you're going to use that in all your different processes to get customers. So you can email it out to your list. You can use it with your sales team as like trust assets before sales calls. There's so many things you can do with content as you're like making these videos and refining these ideas. Also too, keep in mind that most of the people who find your content are going to be the people who are seeing your ads. Like, people are smart these days. They see an ad, they open it up and they go look and they see, who is this person? And they look you up on social media and they start looking for who you are, what you do, all kinds of stuff. And imagine you've been doing this for 2 years consistently. Like, you've now built a library of information that you can leverage for so many different things. And now you're also an authority in the space. So the last thing we're going to do here, though, is we're also just going to use retargeting for all of this. So all of this content that we're making, we can load it up into the ad platform. And instead of relying on a social media algorithm to show our content, which it usually does for a few days, a few weeks, but then it kind of dies off. Like what we can do is make sure that our best content is getting shown to people. And there's so many things we can do with retargeting in terms of using it as a way to build that trust with us, build that connection, build that resonance, get them sold on our offer, and then just stay in front of them so that when the time is right, like we're the people they think about. So ultimately what you end up with is you have a system where paid ads is bringing in qualified new fresh people every single day. You've got organic content that's really nurturing people, building that trust, building that resonance, building that connection. And then you've got retargeting that is amplifying all that content you're making and staying in front of people and helping convert more people over time. And this way, as a business owner, you don't have to hope to go viral on social media. You also don't have to feel like you're forcing it with ads, but you're just building an ecosystem over time where you're just seeding out your message into the marketplace. And over time, you're attracting the right people that need to work with you. And I am telling you, long-term, this works like crazy because you're not just building up a traffic source anymore. Like you're building up a brand and you're building a moat around your business. Most people just won't do this because it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of dedication. But if you will do the same thing for a long time online, that goes a very long way. And so that's it. Hopefully with this, I've given you a different way to think about, instead of thinking about like free organic traffic or paid traffic, we're now thinking about like fast traffic and slow traffic and how we can use them together to attract really high quality clients online and get them to pay us a lot of money. If you have any questions about this, please just drop them down in the comments below. Also like, subscribe, because that definitely helps me make more videos like this. I've also probably got some other videos. I've got a ton of videos about this kind of stuff on this channel. So I've got some videos probably popping up over here somewhere that you can check out. Other than that, I hope you have a great day out there and I hope to catch you in another video soon.